everyone. Welcome back to our channel and another episode in our Sustainable Consumerism series. I'm Tammy, and this is my amazing co host, Martine, here to bring you people and planet conscious conversations.
Last time we spilled the tea on certifications like fair trade and GOTS, those worldwide warriors for fair wages and green practices. But today, we're zooming in on North America.
These labels shine locally as they're the ones we can sometimes have more influence over when it comes to local legislature, volunteerism, and donations.
Totally. These certifications can govern everything from your morning oats to your eco-lodge stay, ensuring no sneaky synthetics or energy hogs. Without them, greenwashing could go unchecked and run wild.
Fun fact, according to a 2023 Glow and Nielsen IQ study, 70% of North American consumers now see environmental responsibility as more important than 2 years ago. The report also found that 64% of consumers in the US are willing to pay steeper prices for products that have a social impact, such as providing support for communities and causes that help vulnerable groups.
That's amazing. Even more of a reason why being familiar with all of the various certifications and eco labels out there could help consumers shop smarter.
Precisely. So, therefore, today we'll break down the origins, criteria, certification process, and the real talk. So, the pros and cons about some of the most recognizable certs and labels in North America. Martine, are you ready?
Born ready. Let's kick things off with Green America's Green Business Certification, our North American resource for ethical shoppers and business owners.
Green America was founded in 1982 as Co op America, but by a small group of individuals that was then later rebranded to Green America in 2009. As a 501c3 nonprofit based in Washington, D.C., it oversees the Center for Sustainability Solutions and the Green Business Network, which regulates the Green Business certification.
Back in the day, its founders believed that, I quote, we can use economic power to push for socially and environmentally responsible businesses and put our society on a more sustainable path. And based on that belief, the organization has been empowering American businesses for 43 years.
They were truly visionaries, even back in 1982, and it led them to certify thousands of US businesses across 40 industries in the last 42 years, with over 200,000 eco conscious followers. But just how do businesses get certified, Martine?
So this one is going to sound pretty straightforward when compared to the other certifications we've discussed in the past. The bare minimum criteria: the business must have green practices in place, an active website, and has been fully operational for at least 4 months. The requirements are actually industry specific and vary between products and services.
For instance, for business in the personal care industry, some of their requirements include the following. One, core business purpose includes a green business function. Two, social and environmental mission and vision statement for your business is on its website. Three, no animal testing and or acquired leaping bunny cruelty-free certification. Lastly, list complete ingredients online where the product is sold.
While for businesses in manufacturing need to include the same core purpose and mission statement requirement as Tammy listed previously, as well as the following. End of life is not the landfill. Products can be returned for disposal or dismantled and then recycled, reused, or composted by the end consumer. Use materials that are substantially better for the environment than comparable ones, or with a process that saves a significant amount of water, heating, and electricity.
And bear in mind, these are only some of the examples of their requirements. Their website has a full list of requirements per industry, but the core categories are broken down into company practices, employment, product packaging, facility management, and education slash marketing.
When businesses meet those requirements, they can complete and submit their assessment online and then await review and approval from Green America. Businesses are able to apply for the basic certification as a non-member or have the option of applying with a membership as well.
One of the major benefits of this certification is that its consumers can leverage their full directory on their website to find their preferred products and services that have already been certified. Similar to what we've discussed in previous episodes, this certification helps boost green economy.
The process also helps businesses become more sustainable too, because when a business doesn't pass the assessment review processes, it will receive a customized pathway to certification plan.
That is definitely great. However, like all the certifications we discussed before, there are also limitations. This is a self-verified program, which means that some critics call it less rigorous than some other third-party audits, potentially missing the deep supply chain flaws. It also argued that the Green America's certification process promotes their paid membership network too much, and it simply seems like you can just pay to get one as a member.
I can see some validity to that statement. However, Green America also has a formal compliance process and committee that addresses any complaints towards any certified business in violation of their practices. So people should do their due diligence and report those if they see that happening. The process isn't perfect, but it's a really good start.
Absolutely. This is why this conversation exists, right? For all
Mm.
of us to be more aware so we can help report these violations and help these businesses try harder to get things right. It's just like you said, Martine, it's a launch pad for businesses to shine ethically. It's not perfect, but empowers you to support companies walking the talk and turning purchases into real change. When you shop sustainably, you're fueling that change.
I love that, Tammy. And speaking of fuel, the next label we're going to chat about helps fuel people with the right nutritious foods. The US Department of Agriculture's organic label is the US gold standard for clean foods. Tammy, tell us about it.
Sure. Born from the Organic Foods Production Act of 1990, the National Organic Program, or the NOP, is a federal regulatory program that develops and enforces consistent national standards for organically produced agricultural products sold in the United States, which are the products that receive the USDA Organic Seal.
And Tammy is not kidding when she says they enforce these standards. They are as strict as boot camp. No synthetic pesticides, GMOs, or chemical fertilizers. They also focus on soil health, biodiversity, and resource cycling. On their website, you can find their handbook and regulation guidelines, and believe me, it's pages and pages of reading.
Yeah, it's crazy. Compared to the green business certification, this feels much more intense. What's the certification process like for the USDA organic label, Martine?
It sure does. For businesses and farms interested, they have to apply through a USDA accredited certifying agent with an organic system plan, detailing practices, records, inputs. The certifier reviews, then on site inspections check compliance, traceback audits, and residue test. And if all checks out, then the agent issues a certificate.
Annual renewals plus random audits could take place, and violations could result in fines up to $11,000 per violation. This is a long process because for farms looking to pursue the certification, they need to even pass a 3-year transition period where no prohibited substance has been used on the land that's intended for producing organic items.
Now, the major positives to this label is that with a shift in eating healthy, organic products, reduce the consumption of harmful chemicals from pesticides, and this label easily helps consumers identify organic products.
The downside is that the enforcement varies. With a limited number of certifiers overseeing the entire thing, it leads to regulatory capture by big agriculture, diluting some of the small farm participation, and the auditing loopholes have also led to big corporations really taking advantage.
That's truly unfortunate. But the expectation is that the seal means verifiable purity. Backed by law, it fights fraud and levels the field. Despite big player issues, it's evolved with public input, protecting your health and habitats. So USDA Organic is your North Star for chemical-free groceries, but when you see any issues, do your due diligence and report it.
Now, in the spirit of heading north, let's spend some time chatting about our northern neighbors of the US and their Canada Organic regime, overseeing their Canada Organic Label, which is our US equivalent of the NOP. Martine, tell us more.
So it was established in 2009 under the Organic Products Regulations, now part of the Safe Food for Canadians regulation since 2019. And its operating manual is 16 years strong. It's regulated by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, also known as CFIA, in Ottawa, Ontario, and is reviewed every 5 years or earlier if any cases from peer reviews are brought forth.
I wonder if that's why their maple syrup is so good. So, what are the key criteria for that Canadian organic label?
It certainly echoes the USDA, such as mandating strict ecological practices, no MGOs, synthetics, promote biodiversity, soil health, pests via biomechanical controls, livestock get organic feed, natural behaviors, and more.
And the certification process is similar as well, where the business entity applies through a CFIA accredited certifying body, also known as CB, and with an organic plan on the inputs and processes and records. The CB then employs inspectors to conduct audits on site. Then the CB reviews those reports from the inspectors to verify compliance before issuing the certificate. The certification process also includes annual inspections and unannounced audits as well.
The pros and cons are similar to the USDA organic seal as well, but in this case, the Canada Organic logo has that extra step between the certifying body and the verification officers who conduct the inspection, which we hope adds another layer of review and enforcement.
Yes, but could also add another layer of complication and loophole as well. Nevertheless, we can be positive and expect that having these systems and processes in place are better than nothing.
Absolutely, Tammy. Now, let's move on to our last but not least eco label today, which is also the newest to be created by the Alianza Ambiental de América, or translated as Environmental Alliance of America's regional eco label, which will reach Central America and beyond.
Yes, hot off the press, legally constituted on July 24th, 2024 in Panama City. It's just 16 months old, but rooted in a 2023 ministerial decision from the Foreign of Ministers of Environment of Latin America and the Caribbean. It's expected to be regulated by a network of bodies from Colombia, Ecuador, Costa Rica, and partners like Brazil and Mexico. It's headquartered regionally with UNEP support.
They've been building awareness and capacity in areas like life cycle analysis, carbon and water footprints, and eco labeling standards among accreditation bodies, standards organizations, regulators, and certification bodies. Tammy, can you tell us a bit more about their different types of certifications?
Of course, there are two main types. Type 1 is like a seal of approval. It shows that a product is better for the environment than other similar products because it meets certain standards. Type 3 is more like a report card. It gives you numbers and data about the product's environmental impact from start to finish. So you can compare it with other similar products and choose for yourself.
And how does someone actually get certified with the AAA distinction?
They need two things: membership in the regional platform and an accredited environmental label certificate for their product. The certificate comes through a third party audit by an accredited certification body following the ISO 14020 series standards. Right now, AAA isn't charging membership fees while they're building out the structure to encourage more participation.
That's so exciting. It's clear that various parts of the world are still developing their sustainability strategies, but it's better late than never. We're still in the early stages of this development and the progress in the field of sustainable public procurement. In Type 1, eco-labeling in the region is very different.
Therefore, each partner country is working on their initial stages of this project, which will trigger a transformation towards more sustainable consumption and production.
I'm so excited to see how this shapes up in the coming years.
Me too. When you look at these regional certifications coupled with the globally recognized ones, they truly are a powerhouse toolkit for any consumer or event planner.
I agree. As event planners and shoppers, we should be sourcing certified and local goods. Despite these criticisms around the certifications, the overarching message we have for our audience is that they should be aware and understand these labels, but also be smart consumers by doing your homework too.
Yes, do some research on your favorite brands when you see these labels on their products to see if they truly are as sustainable as they claim to be. And if you find any issues in the process, report it.
Agreed. We're all stewards for the planet, so we need to shop like we are too.
Meanwhile, this is a great way to wrap up this episode. We're slowly making our journey south of the equator, and our next episode is in the series will focus on South American continent and highlight some of the eco labels and certifications there.
And if you're based in other continents of the world, stay tuned as our future episodes make their way around the planet. Until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Keep making conscious choices one sip at a time. Bye.